So I think some of my administrators, if I held a BlackBerry out in front of them and like a carrot, the donkey would start to move there. They are just BlackBerry addicts there, and just always
Guilty.
on there. Can't take that time to relax. I know that physical exercise also helps your memory.
Very true.
And takes a good aerobic activity to get your memory up and going.
Very true.
In terms of more aerobic kinds of exercise, what kinds of things would you do? We've talked about going up and down the stairs, but if I really wanted to break out in a sweat, do I have to? I think probably all of us have joined some gym at one point, and then the patients always come to me going, "Oh, I have a fatal illness now. Please get me out of this gym membership." So what are the kinds of things you can start out at home, either by yourself or with somebody, that would really bring on a sweat?
Well, some of the things that you can do at home, and these are easy things, obviously, as I mentioned earlier, something that's not too expensive, is we recommend that people dance. Dancing to a nice quick beat is always a good and quick, easy way, enjoyable way of doing physical activity. It gets your heart going, it gets you're doing something you enjoy. You can do it with your kids. So dancing, you can always, in addition to walking briskly or walking quickly, you could always do a stationary bicycle if you have that, or a treadmill if you have that. That's obviously one of the things that you can do. Buying a CD with either yoga is always a good. There's also walking CDs that you can put them on, and the person on the screen is actually walking with you, so you walk in place at home in the comfort of your own home, and all it is a small investment in the CD. Or you can do yoga. Yoga is actually a very relaxing, very good way of stretching and building muscle. So doing yoga, again, you could buy a CD to help you do that, or actually you can check them out at the local library. They do have CDs or VHSs if you need a VHS. Local libraries also have those types of equipment that you can check out and do at home. I frankly would suggest that you start out that way rather than invest in anything, especially a gym membership, because if you start out motivated by joining a gym and then 2-3 weeks down the line you find that you can't keep it up, then you're stuck. So I would start off with a physical activity that you enjoy, maybe incorporate some additional strength building like barbells or something like that in addition to walking, and that way if you can maintain this for a good 6 months or so, then you know you're really committed, and then maybe you could reward yourself with the membership to a gym. But I would start off by finding out whether you're really committed, and if you are, then start off by doing things that you can do inexpensively first.
Well, I know you've given me a brochure from California Champions for Change there. In terms of really trying to bring all these resources together, can you just tell me just a couple simple things that our readers can do, our listeners can do, our watchers can do? Besides walking, is there one phone number they call it public health, or it's more public health is reaching out into the community?
I think it's more public health is reaching out into the community. There are websites that you can go to, obviously, to help guide you and tell you what the recommendations are for physical activity. And I believe that the website for Champions for Change is going to be posted. And if anybody has any questions, they can always ask their doctor. And if that's not enough, they can always go to the public health website. Again, that's going to be posted. So you can go onto our website, and from there you can you can go to our nutrition website link and find out more recommendations, more nutrition tips, activities that people can do. We also have a calendar of events, of activities that are being held countywide that people in the community can participate and be a part of. But certainly I would recommend going online and going to our website for more information.
Great. Well, Selfa, thank you so much for all the information you've given. I really appreciate it. The public health is telling Ventura it's time to get moving. With me today, we have a representative from Teddy Bear Cancer Foundation. So tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got interested in what you're doing.
My name is Marnie Rosette, and I'm the Executive Director of Teddy Bear. and I have been there 2 years now. It was originally founded by Nikki Katz in 2003, and it was her inspiration, and it was her volunteering in hospitals and realizing that actually a good friend of hers had had a child with cancer, and she had an epiphany and realized that there was a real lack of support for the family while a parent was trying to care for a child. And so the inception of the foundation was based on the fact that really no parent should have to make a choice between having to work and being by their child's bedside. And so out of that, we realized that there was a need to financially help families so that they wouldn't be in a situation of having to worry about their bills or their house payments, very, very basic needs. And then our other programs from there developed learning from our families. So all of the other programs that we offer are events with our families, getting them together, our support groups, helping pay for hotel accommodations for families when they have to travel. All of those, we have about 9 different programs that we offer, have all come out of learning from our families.
Well, tell me about one of your events. Do you have carnivals, or what kinds of things do you do?
We have quite a few events where we bring our families together and we support them. We just recently had our 2nd annual Mother's Day Spa Day, which is really beautiful because we bring all our moms together and they get treatments and really the beauty of it is that comes out of the support they gain from each other, because they have about 4 to 6 hours where they're getting treatments done and they're relaxing and getting rejuvenated so they can continue to be there for their children. And they desperately need that. We're hoping that we'll soon be able to do something for our dad.
These kinds of things, you wake up every morning and you're thinking about how to raise money to sponsor these things.
Yes,
so,
absolutely.
I know I've looked at from afar, and I know we're finally luring you all down here into Ventura County to help us with our families here too. Mm-hmm. What kind of events do you have? I know you just had an event.
We did. We have 2 major fundraisers throughout the year, and that's where a lot of our funding comes in addition to grants. That's where we get all of our funding. So we just had an event that actually was at Saks Fifth Avenue, which was fantastic because basically the reason that event works is everything's donated. And so we're hoping to do something like that down here. But it's great because all the restaurants, the venue is donated, so 100% of the proceeds go directly to our families, which obviously allows us to give them a lot more support. And then we have a luncheon also in October that we do. And moving our way down here to create some things where we can create awareness for people and tell them more about the foundation and get more families involved in knowing about what we have to offer to them. So we're trying to build awareness about us coming down here because this is a brand new venture for us and we're very excited.
So you need restaurants. Who else helps to donate, and we can look for here in our Ventura County as well to show what kind of support we can give?
You know, everything helps. You know, we encourage people to feel like every dollar really does make a difference, and getting the word out really makes a difference because we're a very grassroots organization, and I know a lot of times, especially in these recessionary times, that people feel that they can't do enough or that they're always being tapped. And the thing is that we've really learned is that by getting the word out and talking to your friends and telling the stories, that growing from there is what has made Teddy Bear grow and become what it is now. And what we try and remind people is that imagine what you're going through right now, but imagine also having, you know, we have families that have a 1-year-old and they've lost their home due to the recession. Their home was foreclosed on. They are living in a shelter. And as you know, when you're going through chemotherapy, it's really important for your immune system to stay strong, and to be living in a shelter is quite dangerous for a family that has a baby with cancer. So many of our families, they're losing their jobs. They're the first ones that are being cut. in budget cuts, and so their needs are tremendous. And so we really encourage people to get involved and make donations and bake sales and car washes, but also please just remember that the need is significant.
Marnie, thank you so much for joining us from the Teddy Bear Foundation. Ventura, we have a $10,000 challenge. Between our two foundations, we're challenging you to match us with an additional $10,000. We need to help these families to be able to spend time with their children, and families whose lives have been devastated by a diagnosis that we can finally treat here in Ventura County. So Ventura, it's time for you to get moving. Donate services and let's get some cash out there too. Ventura, get moving.